But like the fact that like my 3-year-old daughter can look at me and go, "Hey dad, what's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
Or dad, like why are you on your phone? It's like, part of it is like horrible because I sit there and like then you start to go deeper into it like I don't want to do this, but it's just been the go-to for too long
But
to where
let me ask you this: do you feel that it kind of forces you to straighten up a little bit, like to really be more present instead of worrying? When you see that your daughter is kind of noticing that, does it force you to almost snap out of it a little bit and say, "All right, I need to get back in control of my own thoughts right now"?
yes, it's a combination of her and my wife. Like
Okay.
my wife, like my daughter will do it such in passing,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll go right back. It's like a split second. My wife is the one that will call it out and and hold me to it
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "You've been on your phone a lot today. What's up? You've been doing this a lot today." Another thing I like to do is like I like to set up little tasks for myself that are meaningless. Oh, I have to go outside to do this. Oh, I have to go do this. Can it wait for a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can. But when I'm in those moments, I'm like, what can I set up for myself to kind of keep my brain,
Distracted.
so distracted and focused elsewhere? Um, and it's one of those things where it's like I think you said like we consume too much. Everything's so present.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is so right there. Like if you like not to get like super weird about it, but like because like this is such like like such like the Facebook topic, like
But Dan, before you continue, let me just say this: let's get fucking weird, bro. That's what this is
right. No,
for.
but I'm saying like like your uncle Stu from like was never like this political dude or
Oh
this
yeah,
like
yeah.
person who gave a crap about anything, and then all of a sudden like that stuff makes you
Yeah, all of
you
a sudden
know
he got real strong opinions about international
he's got
relations with
real
China.
right, he's got real strong opinions, then you have to have a strong opinion against him
Mm-hmm.
or for with him or against him. And then like you talk to your parent about, it's like
Yeah,
this stupid cycle to that we're kind of stuck in. And like, I don't know, man. Like it's crazy because like when we were younger, like I didn't know anything
yeah.
besides my little bubble. And that's and part of me and this might be a hot take because a lot of people my age might say like you should be involved and you should be this,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a big part of me that worries about this house that I'm in and the people in it and my family more than you know going out and thinking that I'm making a difference on Facebook. Like
Yeah. So
what I mean, like
I have a couple opinions about the whole social media uh, atmosphere and environment these days, and it's just what you're seeing. What I think is that like the older generation, like the boomers, essentially have
right.
all kind. They've I feel like they've ruined Facebook at this point. Like it's really kind of a foregone conclusion. Like it is what it is. They're on there. They didn't grow up with the internet, so they don't really understand like the etiquette, so to speak, on how to
Right.
really do things. Like with the stuff that they say, that's the stuff you say when you're really that's like when you're really trying to fuck with people. They just say it
Right.
casually, throwing it out there. So I've kind of had to pull back quite a bit because I had, especially around 2016, I had my, my Facebook warrior thing going on. Friggin'
Right.
me and Brent, remember Brent from Love Automatic? We used to argue with
Oh yeah.
people on Facebook all the time, and I mean, what did it accomplish? Nothing. Like we're not going to
Right.
change people's mind, but at the same time, it leaves you feeling drained at the end of the day.
Right.
Like I've spent so much energy arguing with this asshole whose profile picture is him holding a fish, and I have nothing to show for it other than the fact that I'm exhausted mentally and I hate humanity. So
And fish.
yeah, well, yeah, I mean, fish are smug, so I've kind of always had a
Right,
thing
right,
with
right, right.
fish. But I've pulled back quite a bit, and I don't think there's any reason you should feel guilty about keeping your priorities straight. Your wife, your daughter, like your
Right.
family, like that is the most important thing in your world, and fucking Facebook certainly shouldn't be anywhere near on that list. unless own stock in the company or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Right. Don't you wish?
But I feel for you where there's people that kind of make you feel a little guilty for not being more involved, especially
Right.
if you are someone with strong opinions, like I assume yourself and myself do. So what the way I've worked it out in my head, and let me know if you think there's any merit to this, is that we're not politicians. I guess we're not really public figures. I mean, we kind of have platforms, but we're not,
Right.
we're not on the news and shit.
Right. Yeah.
So the best thing we could do is we could be the good examples of what we want to see in the world. Like all the
Right.
things that we talk about that were wrong before, the people that set bad examples and did bad shit, we owe it to ourselves and the people around us, and even people that we probably don't even know yet. We owe it to them to be better and to exemplify that. I think that's a word, right? Exemplify.
Yeah.
But that's what we could do. That's how we can affect our world. And obviously, just one person doing it is only going to have so much of an effect. But if that continues, all around and expands, and more people are doing that, just being a good person within their own bubbles, within their own communities, that actually leads to real tangible change. Because who's responsible for raising the next generation? Us.
Right.
So, and what are they going to learn from? A good example or a bad example? Hopefully, if we do the right thing, a good example. And then the world just becomes better. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, of course, but I personally don't see any other way to make any lasting or meaningful change in the world aside from that. Just, hey, like Michael Jackson said, if you want to make a difference, I forgot the lyrics anyway, but man in the mirror, take a look at yourself and make the change.
Change.